Okay, welcome back to another episode. My name is Karen, this is Dr. Jane, and today we're going to be talking about healthy eating and what it does for our bodies, our minds, mind-body therapy. So, Dr. Jane, you introduced me to this diet, right? But you were very careful in saying that it's not totally vegan, it's not totally plant-based.
It's not vegan.
It's not vegan. And it's plant-based with a couple tweaks here and there, a little bit of keto. Is that right?
No.
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 Okay, so this is why Dr. Jane is here, to educate us. So tell us a little bit about, a lot about this diet that helps us tremendously.
There are a bunch of diets out there. The majority of them are garbage diets, like the Miami Beach.
Oh, the South Beach diet.
South Beach diet.
I did that one.
And all those things, packaged foods that
Yeah.
you get, those are totally useless. I'll start by talking about the negatives. They're useless because people lose a lot of weight, perhaps, and they think they're ahead of the game. But what happens is that when you lose weight quickly and in that way without eating correctly and eating incorrectly, you are losing fat, but the toxins that are in the fat remain in your body. So the statistics show, they don't like to publicize it too much, but the statistics show that people who lose weight rapidly on those, what I call stupid diets,
Fad diets,
really fad diets, get cancer because the toxins remain. They're getting rid of fat quickly, so they're just loading up on toxins that get backed up. Their livers are still totally impaired. They haven't fixed anything in their bodies. It's just all superficial stuff that they're just simply losing weight, which is not the end game.
and that's the misconception, is somebody doing this diet or any diet and they're losing all this weight, so they think they're doing it right.
Losing weight and losing a lot of weight is totally losing a lot of weight rapidly. If you hear that about any diet, run the other way, because it's a dangerous thing. So those are the negative garbage diet things. The other parts, you have the vegan. Vegan means, vegan is not plant-based. We do plant-based. Plant-based means that we only eat plants. Vegan diets, they can eat eggs, they eat gluten, they eat, some of them even eat dairy. Now the keto diet, and I'm putting it out there, and anybody can shoot me down, whatever you want. The keto diet is probably the most stupid of all the diets.
And why is that?
Because imagine, even an imbecile knows that you don't eat a huge amount of fat. And that's what their diet is based on.
That just sounds so gross to me.
It's like counterintuitive, not even counterintuitive, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
And I did it.
Oh, you did?
As with all my degrees, I was so desperate to get better, to improve my health with the 22 different health problems I had. I tried everything. I ate keto for about 6 months, and I ate so much fat and so much milk products and so everything, and I felt a pain here all the time. I didn't realize that was my liver screaming for help.
Oh, wow.
I was killing my liver, and I sure wasn't losing weight. I was also fasting. It's true, but that doesn't do it. It doesn't do it.
It's a combination of things.
It just because they fast, which is very good, and as you're saying, Karen, we combine the best of each thing together.
I call it the Dr. Jane diet because it's tweaked with different things that work from each diet.
Yeah, right. The best of all of them. Nobody has to compete with anybody else. You gotta, you know, if the fasting is good that the keto people are doing, do it. Who says you can't do it?
Yeah.
This is not a competition. This
Right.
is your health. This is living or dying or being sick all your life. So, so I was getting sicker. I was getting sicker eating keto.
And it took you 6 months to figure out what it actually was?
Yeah, because I couldn't go anywhere else until one day the angels from above dropped this name, plant-based diet, from Anthony William. I happened to see him in a podcast
He was just on Good Morning America, actually.
yeah. This man saved my life. He saved my life. He really saved my life. And what it is plant-based. That doesn't mean you starve. Look at me. Do I look like I'm starved?
I do plant-based, and I'm not
Right.
hungry all the time.
Exactly. Because your body gets regulated. The hormones of hunger. Look, first of all, let's back up. People say, yeah, but I gotta have this, I gotta have that. Guess who's gotta have it? It's the Epstein-Barr virus that's gotta have it. It's not you craving things.
The metals and the toxins that are already in your
It's the
system.
Epstein-Barr virus craving it, and the Epstein-Barr virus eats the toxins, the heavy metals in your body. That's their food.
Yeah.
And the other garbage that you have in your system. So, so I've been doing this plant-based diet, and what we do is we combine plant-based foods with fasting. Now I do OMAD, 1 meal a day. That's why I was eating before, because it was my feeding time.
Oh.
And you don't get these hunger
Yeah.
things, but it was time, and I also want to be alert for
For the podcast.
For the podcast. But up until 15 minutes ago, I had been fasting for 22 hours. I usually do 24 hours,
Yeah.
but I wanted to.
I do the 20-hour fast, and
Yeah.
it's been working.
So, by the way, when you do 17 hours or more, your body goes into autophagy. Autophagy means, the word literally means auto eating, where if you're not feeding the body foods, the body has to get energy from something. So what does it do? It eats all the garbage in your body, which is all the viruses, all the bacteria, cancer cells, heavy metals, anything that's there, that's garbage, that shouldn't be there.
All
it
the
eats.
shitty stuff.
It
For
eats.
lack of a better
It
word.
completely eats. And for any woman who's ever had babies, when I hit the 17th hour, I always get flushed, just like when you're pregnant. That's the collagen and all those good things that makes the complexion and the skin so nice and clear.
Okay.
And
I didn't know that.
and translucent looking. That's why pregnant women often, they're said to look beautiful.
Yeah.
So I just combined all the stuff. And by the way, just look at the keto people. All the keto people are the fasting people. So when you go into the YouTube videos, and let's say one really great, one of the doctors talking about fasting is Dr. Mindy Peltz. And just look at everybody. look at their faces, and then look at the face of Anthony William.
Yeah.
Look at the meat-eating face and dairy eating face, and look at the face that eats nothing but plant. And he looks like a baby.
Yeah, they have the
You see
luminescent, young, youthful skin.
Yeah, and look at all the keto people. Just scroll through all the YouTube videos and look at all the keto people.
It brings light to the term, you are what you eat.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And I mean, they just don't. I don't know. It's like some kind of political party or something.
Like everybody's kind of congregated in their own little groups,
It's
and this is the right thing, and that you're wrong.
Exactly. And the funny thing, Karen, I think I might have said to you, but when you talk to Anthony William, he says, don't listen to the people who talk about fasting.
Yeah.
It's no good.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Joe Dispenza, he says, it's not what you eat, it's just how you think.
Everybody has their own say-so.
And then the keto people say, drink coffee with lots of heavy cream when you break your fast. So they all hold their own, what I call, political position.
Right.
And they won't even look at each other and take what's best from
That's
the
so
other
true.
people.
That's so true, because each one of them wants to say they know the best diet.
It's so ridiculous. Well, who said you have to do that?
So when I came to you, Dr. Jane, I was very internally toxic. I had a lot going on, you remember. And so you introduced me to this diet, and it's been since January. So, and the reason I'm mentioning this is because you said how people say, I can't not have this, I have to have this, and I have to have that. I was religiously having coffee every morning. That's how I started my day. I drank it black, no dairy or anything, but it's caffeine.
It does this to you.
Right.
The dopamine and serotonin levels go like this.
Right. But with the mindset that I had, because I just felt like crap all the time.
Right.
My stomach hurt all the time. And it was painful to go anywhere, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to eat. I don't know what's going to hurt. I don't know what's going to make me want to puke. It was just nauseating.
Yeah, literally.
So here we are in April. I've done it since then. I've come up with little recipes at work and things that I know, like, okay, if I want to add a little bit of flavor, I just put salt, pepper, and lemon or lime.
Yeah.
And cilantro. I love cilantro.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you can do it. You just have to put your mindset to it.
You have to be a little
I haven't had
creative.
coffee.
Right.
I haven't had soda. I was big on Coca-Cola. I haven't had meat. I haven't had dairy. No milk. No ice cream. Which I love.
You can make your own ice
There
cream
are ways.
with fruit. For God's sake, I just take fruit. You can cook it first. You put it in the cubes or whatever in the freezer. Put some coconut cream on it.
Yeah.
And tell me if you can tell the difference.
But and you start not craving those horrible things. I don't crave coffee anymore.
Right, because
I don't
it's
crave
the virus
sugars.
craving.
Yeah. So I did lose I lost 11 pounds of detoxing, and I think for me it was bloat, because I had a lot going on. So I feel great. I recommended it to many people, and I always say it's not a specific diet. It's plant-based with tweaks here and there. And so that's why I'm glad we're speaking about this. So now let's talk about how you gave me the list of things to absolutely not eat. So we'll do the list of what not to eat and what you should eat.
All right, I have to get my list.
Okay, that's the holy grail.
Yeah, that's my encyclopedia. My brain. No, not my brain.
And then we'll talk about, how you should start your day with the lemon water and the celery juice.
Okay, so we have a do not eat list.
This is the do not eat list for Dr. Jane's diet.
Well, let me just preface all of this with the foundational concept, which is that if the liver is compromised, you cannot be mentally or physically well. If it's compromised, forget it. You'll never be okay. Now, what compromises the liver? you have 5 groups of things that compromise the liver. The first group is pathogens. That's the Epstein-Barr virus and the Streptococcus bacteria. Those are the 2 basic killers. Mostly the Epstein-Barr virus, which is in every disease practically is caused by the Epstein-Barr virus at its origin. Then we have parasites. Parasites are also, they can give you infections. They suck off your nutritional things you put into your body. The third group is the heavy metals.
Okay.
So we have mercury, arsenic, lead, all those wonderful things that are found all through everything in the foods, in foods that aren't organic, raining down in the acid rain.
The pesticides that are
All of it. And then we have generally environmental toxins. The
candles.
The creams, the creams you put on yourself, those scented things that people
The
use, that they
plug-ins, the
burn.
candles,
All that, the clothing that they wear. And the final group is fats. If you eat a lot of fat, hello keto people, if you eat a lot of fat, you're killing your liver.
And not to mention what it does to your heart. I mean,
Well, if your liver goes, your heart goes.
right.
Once the liver is having trouble, everything's going to have trouble. It just dominoes.
It's a domino effect.
One thing knocks down the other. So that's the basic thing. Now, what does the liver do? The liver filters out those 5 groups of things. What happens when what we call the allostatic load on the left side, you have those 5 things that get heavier and higher. And it's not when people say, oh, I cheated a little. It's not cheating a little because it gets accumulated there. It doesn't go away.
Yeah.
You just keep building it higher and higher, and it gets heavier and heavier. And on the right side, let's say, you have the liver and the immune system. As this gets higher and heavier, this gets lower. It just can't, and once it can't do it anymore, it just crashes. And then the 1 cell wide gut barrier gets breached by these 5 things, and the bloodstream carries them into all parts of your body. And then,
Mayhem.
and then anything happens. It doesn't mean you weren't sick before. It just means you didn't pick up on the signs. If anybody had, I don't know, anything, colds a lot, or anything.
Joint pain.
Brain fog. Right, brain fog, or they felt fatigued, or anything that the doctor says, oh, it's nothing.
Even itching of the skin.
Especially, because itching of the skin is where the Epstein-Barr virus is eating the heavy metals, and then you get itchy.
Yeah. And think about all the people that suffer of eczema and all
Yeah,
that.
I did, from head to toe. I had every kind of eczema there was. It's
amazing how much we are affected by what we put in our
I was
bodies.
such a wreck. And the more sensitive, there are people, I am very, very sensitive. My gut is extremely sensitive.
Yeah.
And remember that the brain has what's called the vagus nerve. It's kind of fat. It goes from the brain to the gut. That's why the gut is called the second brain. And whatever, if you've had trauma, if you've had whatever.
A nervous stomach.
Right, getting upset. That's what a nervous stomach is. It's from the brain. And in reverse, whatever you put into your gut translates into the brain. So you can give yourself mental illness. Yes, I said that. You can give yourself mental illness.
Depression, anxiety, panic
Depression,
attacks.
anxiety, ADHD, this term that all these medical people love to throw around. ADHD is basically heavy metals in the body. That's it. OCD is heavy metals in the body. That I had one ex-vet come to me. He suffered from Tourette's and obsessive compulsive disorder. He was
Oh,
He
wow.
couldn't sit, he couldn't do anything, and he was, of course, he felt socially ostracized. He went on the diet. He had lost all hope about everything. Went on the diet. Within a month, he was 90% cured. No
Wow.
more anything anymore. Nothing. And now he virtually nothing.
That's amazing.
It is. So you have a lot of things that your eating causes. It's not just weight gain. It's mental illness, everybody. Bipolar disorder. You know, even schizophrenia. You can eat yourself crazy. And there's a new area in psychiatry called Nutritional Psychiatry. Yay for the
Wow.
psychiatrists. Finally. You know, your medicine cabinet is in your kitchen, everybody. That's how it is. You know, stop feeding your kids garbage. You're causing your own behavior problems
Yeah.
with your kids. Stop making those stupid sugar parties where they eat all kinds of cakes.
Yeah.
And if you're a teacher, you see them bouncing off the wall.
Well, and some teachers nowadays don't even let them bring unhealthy snacks. It has to be organic, it has to be fruit, it has to be...
Yeah, that's good. So, okay, so I gave you that preview, introduction. So, no lectins. This is the do not eat list. No lectins. Some legumes have lectin in them. You just use the internet.
What's lectin?
It's a certain thing that people can be sensitive to.
Or allergic? Okay.
Yeah. No granulated sugar. No white or brown sugar. Brown sugar is just white sugar colored brown.
Yeah.
No granulated sugar. If they want to grow really great cancer cells in laboratory experiments, they just put a few granules of sugar in the petri dish, and boy, do those cancer cells go crazy.
And think about how many foods have sugars.
Everything. No flesh, no beef, poultry, fish, or pork. Lamb, anything that's flesh. Think about what all those things have. They have all the 5 groups. They have pathogens, parasites, heavy metals, environmental toxins, and fats. They all do.
And the way it has to go through your system and how long it takes to come out
That's right.
is just... I've never been a huge meat eater anyway.
That's right.
But
No, it's right.
just think of that.
And no dairy for the same reason. It comes from the body of an animal. So it has all those 5 groups in the same way. No eggs, because eggs were used decades ago to experiment with the Epstein-Barr virus. And now all the eggs laid by all the chickens have the Epstein-Barr virus. It's like a theory from quantum physics. It's like why all the females in a dormitory all get their period at the same time.
Okay.
It's the same, this kind
Concept.
of attraction of the energy that they all, none of the eggs can be eaten anymore. No corn, because corn is not a vegetable.
You don't digest it either.
Corn is a gluten. It's a gluten. That's why even regular packaging will say no corn or soy or gluten, and no soy and no gluten. So what are the gluten? Flour, wheat, barley, rye, beer, spelt, malt, kamut, and there are other
All of that was so painful for me.
gluten bread.
Because every time I ate it, I was physically ill.
Yeah, and you didn't know, me too. No yeast, because yeast attracts bugs, because it ferments. No processed foods, no artificial foods, no artificial flavoring, nothing artificial at all. No alcohol, everybody, because alcohol is very bad for the liver.
And there are ways to have mocktails, is what I call them. And you can be socially involved in a group of people that are having cocktails by having a mocktail. And I'll share more on that.
Yeah, right. No caffeine. No caffeine at all.
Which is chocolate too, right?
Exactly. Caffeine makes you go like this. You know, it's very bad. It keeps your system very unbalanced. No nuts. Now the vegans say, "Oh, we're good. We don't eat meat," but they can eat a bag of pistachio nuts,
Yeah.
which is all fat. I used to do that.
I used to do that
I used to
too.
eat a big bag of, oh God, I love pistachio nuts. And cashew nuts, a big bag.
Cashews.
Oh my God.
That hurts so bad.
Oh my God, my liver, I didn't know it was that. I had such a pain here. Oh,
Felt like somebody was punching your stomach from the inside out.
it's absolutely right. No oils. No oils for the obvious reason that it's fat. No fried foods. You can air fry. No vinegar, no fermented anything, no chocolate. Okay, so that, and what do those bad things cause? They cause digestive issues, the so-called autoimmune diseases. There's no such thing as the body attacking itself.
Which is what a lot of doctors
Whoever,
say.
the body knows how to heal itself. The body loves itself. If you have an infection, what is the pus? The white blood corpuscles rush to surround the invader. Who ever heard of the body attacking itself? It's comical,
Yeah.
even. No, they cause disrupted brain functioning, as in cognitive decline, as in Alzheimer's. What is Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's, the holes that you see in the MRIs for Alzheimer's are where the Epstein-Barr virus ate the mercury, heavy metals in the brain. They're just eating through it. What is osteoporosis?
Eating up the bones.
Right, the Epstein-Barr virus is eating the heavy metals in the bones. Isn't it logical? It's so logical. They cause depression, anxiety, mental health problems, inflammation. People go around with so much phlegm. What?
Yeah.
It just comes and everybody says, yeah, I have allergies. Allergies. You have phlegm. You have phlegm. It means that you're eating things that are really
Which dairy contributes to a great deal.
yeah, undigestible, and you're making yourself sick, really sick. They cause hyperactivity. They cause ADHD, all kinds of problems. Okay, so that's the cannot eat list and the can eat. This is what you can eat.
This is the good list. All the goodies are on here.
You can have 2 Brazil nuts a day. Now don't laugh. 2 Brazil nuts. Yeah, because Brazil nuts have selenium. Selenium is very good for the thyroid, but it can be toxic in larger quantities. So you have to
They're a good size too.
Yeah, that's right. Careful with it. You can have coconut oil, but use sparingly. You can have beans, especially chickpeas and lentils. You can have honey, molasses, and maple syrup. Everything, of course, is organic. You can have all citrus, oranges,
Lemon,
tangerines,
lime, grapefruit.
limes, all of it. Grapefruit. You can have white rice. I used to think I was so really in, and when I was eating brown rice, I didn't realize that's what was also upsetting my stomach
Yes.
all the time, because that kernel is undigestible.
And it's long grain rice that you're referring
Anything.
to, right? Okay.
Anything, as long as it's white rice. You can have quinoa, you can have oats, gluten-free oats, and you can have seaweed. So it's a lot of food, and it's, I'm not suffering. I know that. And then before you eat anything, you have 16 ounces of lemon water.
This is the tip. This is the good tip.
Which prepares, everybody says, well, what? And by the way, they stole the whole lemon water concept from Anthony William and never credited him for it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You see it in all the magazines.
Yeah, you hear it
lemon water.
everywhere.
Right, but that's from Anthony William. And what that lemon water does is it prepares the liver for the next thing, which is the celery
The
juice.
celery juice. So
Celery
this is
juice.
first thing in the, well, I do it first thing in the morning.
It depends. I mean, if you're going to eat in the middle of the night, I don't know, whenever your eating thing is. But I do it really early in the morning. Like to get here at 9 o'clock
Yes.
today, I was drinking my lemon water and celery juice at 5:30. 5 and 5:30. So when you make the celery juice, you have to start really slow, because when it goes into your body, if you take the full 16 ounces, which is, let's say, the recommended thing, the general average amount, because it goes through your body like a rotor-rooter, it's going on a search and destroy mission.
It
So you're
detoxes your gut.
You're gonna get
Quick.
itchy, you're gonna feel nauseous, I start sneezing,
Yeah.
I start coughing, I feel dizzy, you name it. And you go through it very fast. It takes about an hour. You'll run to the toilet.
Yeah.
It takes about an hour, and then you feel, like it went through its storm.
And then it sneaks up on you again.
And then, yeah, it can. And because why do you have to do it every day? You have to do it every day because you keep going into environments where you're picking things up. So, you take, but make sure that before you drink the celery juice, that you strain the celery juice that comes out of the juicer.
Yeah.
Because you cannot have any of the pulp. You can only have the medicinal juice itself,
Juice, yeah.
which is sodium salts.
And it tastes bitter.
It tastes bitter.
It's not the best tasting, but
It tastes bitter.
the effects from it and what it contributes to your body is amazing.
Yeah, and what I say is, come on, take your medicine.
Yeah.
It's not always a
And
fun
you
taste.
can break it up too, because I was doing 20 ounces in one shot, and then I'm like, I can't do this. So I broke it up into 16 ounces. I'll do 8 in the morning, and then I'll do 8
Sure.
at night.
No, you can, right. And then I don't eat until the 24th
Yeah.
hour. And sleeping, speaking of fasting, sleeping, you get credit for sleeping. For the time you sleep, not for sleeping. Well, also for sleeping.
Yeah.
So if you sleep 8 hours, that's 8 hours of fasting you did. So,
Which is important why you have to get up and drink water right away, because you mentioned to me and I'm like, that makes total sense. You're not drinking anything for 8 hours, so you're already a little dehydrated when you wake up in the morning. Why not start your day with a big, thermos of lemon water,
right.
and it has to be room temp.
Yes, room temperature. You don't drink it cold.
Yeah.
The other thing I have to tell you is another great way for autophagy, since I'm thinking about it now, is red light therapy.
What's red light therapy?
It's in quantum science. We're not talking about the old medical model crap. In quantum science and quantum medicine, you heal with sound frequencies, and light frequencies.
Okay.
And you can you go through autophagy also. I didn't tell you the Planet Fitness, and I heard this from one of my patients. Planet Fitness has a full body. I'm not working for Planet Fitness. A full body red light thing. Full body that is included in the membership.
So what is it? It just gives you...
You stand in there without clothes on, because you want it to get to all of your skin.
Wow, Planet Fitness. Okay, I'm a member.
You are. Well,
yeah.
It's there.
I never noticed it.
Yeah, they call it the total body enhancer, but that's red light therapy.
Huh.
And it is amazing. You go for 10 minutes. I do it every single day, and that with the fasting and the plant-based diet, I'll see you in another 100 years, everybody.
You're on your way to exceptional health.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
So Now there are ways to, we share recipes. I know Don and I have shared a couple recipes, but as you're doing this, you start finding what you like, and because you're not missing the toxic stuff anymore, you create these
Oh yeah,
wonderful meals that are filling
right.
and tasteful.
Right. Anthony William has seven or eight books that have loads of recipes, medical information. I don't work for Anthony William. I'm making that clear. Medical information and nutritional supplement recommendations. And he also has a podcast, medicalmedium.com, and he has a newsletter where you have a video of him talking about another really interesting medical thing. So, I just love it.
Yeah.
I just love it.
How long have you been doing this diet?
A long time. Long time. And of course, you know, I have 4 children. You think they listen to their mother? No, they don't.
Why
listen.
wouldn't anybody listen to their mom, right?
Everybody else listens. Doctors, my patient, doctors, lawyers, you name it, everybody listens. But one of them was really feeling sick. And I said, why don't you try, you know, you're not, he says, yeah, my copay for my insurance is so high. I think, yeah, I'll try it. And within 1 week, his symptoms had subsided.
He should have listened to mom. It would have saved him some money.
Right.
And is he still practicing the diet?
Yeah. He even had these growth things, you know, fat things. They're going away because it's toxins.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised all the things you thought had to stay on your body. They don't stay there when you're doing this.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention was that if you're local, there are places that cater to plant-based, vegan, whatever you want to call it.
No, not vegan.
Not vegan, but they on their menu they call it vegan.
Yeah, but all right, yeah, because it's vegan.
Or gluten-free, whatever. But there are places like Fruits and Roots here in Stuart.
The only thing with Fruits and Roots is that it uses vinegar.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It uses vinegar and mustard. You know, you gotta ask.
Okay.
But the nori rolls are good.
The nori rolls you can find at
Fruits and Roots.
Fruits and Roots, but they also sell the snack size at Aldi.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, they come in little packets this big. I put it in my kids' lunchbox to see what they would do.
Is that right? What? They're from Fruits and Roots?
No, they're from that brand that you told me about.
Oh.
I forget the brand, but they sell it at Aldi in individual little packets.
Okay, and also if you go on Anthony William the website, he has a whole big list of things that are good to eat that are already made.
Yeah.
On Amazon. He has his own little mini site on Amazon.
Oh, like a storefront on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has a whole bunch of things there.
Go check that out. Then I'll link it in this video. They can in the comment section. You'll see the link.
Yeah.
Another place here in Stuart is Collab Kitchen.
Oh yeah.
So they serve plant-based mocktails, like things like that, and they have a bowl that is with white rice, a little bit of cabbage.
Is it organic?
It's organic, and sweet potato.
Oh, good.
It's amazing.
Is it
I
good?
love sweet potato. So things like that, and as you get healthier, you start noticing that there
that's
are
great.
Healthy options available out there.
Yeah, and you know, Karen, I have been wanting so much to make like a membership for Mind Body Therapeutics, and to have people become members to get food like that we can make. If you ever want to do something else.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And I love to cook. I just never thought I could make anything healthy.
Wouldn't that be great? We can have a blow-up gazebo that we put right outside there.
And people are a little bit more aware of the fact that they need to eat healthy. And the reason I mention that is because I went to the Stuart Flea Market this past weekend, and they had booths set up.
Yeah.
Vegan chapstick, vegan candy. I mean, not vegan, plant-based. It becomes like a, I don't want to say fad, but people are aware that in this day and age, you really need to take care of your body.
Yeah, well, you know, Karen, with the statistic used to be for people who had cancer. It used to be like 1 in 100 decades ago. It kept going down. Today, does everybody know what the statistic for cancer is?
I don't even want to know.
1 in every 2 people has cancer. 1 in every 2 people. What does that mean? And all the kids being born, the babies born with autism, what does that mean? That means this place is toxic.
And if you look at other countries, I mean, I hate to say it, but I've heard people mention us, the United States, as like the fat country.
It is, yeah. You know the Americans, because they're all overweight.
And you'll hear other people talk about how the portions that we eat and the portions that
What portions? Americans eat 1 meal a day,
That's
all day.
That's what I feel
They never stop eating.
That's why I feel they call it like the portion, because it's just a blob of food.
Yeah.
If you go to other countries, I mean, I've gone, my family's from Colombia and Ecuador. They don't eat like that.
No, it's just.
They eat good, but they don't eat with the mounds of food.
It's just.
We are the home of the buffet.
Yeah, no, eat like the pigs. That's why they always have to have an ambulance outside. If people collapse.
Or even at the Thanksgiving table, we're like this, just drowning in our seats.
Right, and we are not fat shaming.
No,
everybody.
not at all.
Everybody should understand it. A person who is overweight should be ashamed because they are unhealthy. Their liver is impaired, not because of how they look, but because how their body is laboring.
It's
and
slowly
the liver
killing
is
yourself.
laboring. Yeah, you're killing yourself.
And I mean, I've been doing this since January. I'm new at this as well. I'm doing it because I feel better. But I used to eat like crap all the time.
That's why you didn't feel well.
I didn't feel well. I ate whatever I wanted, ate whenever I wanted, drank.
Right. People, what you gotta remember is that there is an immediate consequence of what you put in your mouth.
And I was desperate to feel good because it was physically painful to eat anything.
Yeah,
And
right.
so who wants to live like that?
My family used to call me the starvation artist, the hunger artist, because I felt better when I didn't eat.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I couldn't eat. I was sick all the time.
And I would be at work at functions and people would say, let's go out to have lunch and I would say no. And they'd look at me like, don't you eat? Of course I eat, but it freaking hurts.
No, right. And just to find out what it is that hurts is so amazing.
Yeah. Even, because I know we mentioned about eating fruits and veggies and things like that. I've come to the realization that tomatoes are not for me. They don't agree with me. I love them, but
chemically it could be.
They kill me.
Yeah, it could be.
So I've cut those out, and that's not.
Sometimes the chemistry can be like that in your body. Yeah, it's possible.
But you can make burgers out of. I've made burgers out of chickpeas and beans.
Absolutely.
Mash them up.
Yeah, and the flour. So you say, oh, no wheat. Yeah, you can use chickpea flour. You can use lentil flour. I make cakes, pies out of lentil flour, oat flour.
Yeah.
Coconut flour.
You can even Collab Kitchen that I mentioned. They make brownies out of veggies. It sounds crazy.
Yeah, no.
But they taste really good. You wouldn't think that it was anything.
You can make anything taste like what you remember.
Right.
Things taste like without the bad effects on your body.
It's doable. You just have to do the work, like you said.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna link some stuff in the video so that you have knowledge and easily accessible. But thank you so much for sharing this with us.
You're so welcome.
And I hope you guys can try this diet. Trust me, it'll help you feel better.
Yeah, and just call us if you need.
Yes, I'll put our contact information below. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a like, and we'll talk next time. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.